All right, Siege, you ready?
I think so.
Okay. Your word of the day is navigation.
Can I get it in a sentence, please?
The navigation controls are out.
Oh, no.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
We've given her all she's got, Captain. We're going down. That's my Scottish.
Yikes.
Let's get some haggis.
It's not that bad, actually.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I wish I could go to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Have you heard of that?
No. Oh, okay. Hey! Welcome to the Overtalking Podcast with your hosts, Ken and CJ. Say hi, CJ.
There's no time. The theme music ended.
You're just
I don't know what
leaving
you
them
want.
on a cliffhanger for me, too, because I don't know what this is. This is the show where we talk over TV shows and movies as chosen by our guests and maybe music festivals, if that's what it is. I don't know.
Nope.
This week it's just the boys, and we're talking about Plane, the 2023 movie.
Action-packed thriller.
Thriller with a plane. Okay, what is this?
Ken, the Edinburgh Festival Fringe is one of the greatest celebrations of arts and culture on the planet. For 3 weeks in August, the city of Edinburgh welcomes an explosion of creative energy from around the globe.
Whoa, what does that mean, though, still? I don't know yet.
It's like, it's a ton of small theater shows, so a lot of comedians will go there with some sort of idea, whether it's like a stand-up set or like sketch or some sort of performance. And that's how a lot of then like shows get launched, specials get launched. A lot of, I think, like then also people in the biz go to see what up-and-coming talent has going on.
Cool. That's awesome. When is it?
August, apparently.
All right. Guess you know what you're doing for your honeymoon, so there you go.
I would love to go, except for that, like, it takes over the entire city, so then if you even want to find a hotel or Airbnb, they're charging like 4 times what they normally would. So it's super expensive.
That makes sense. Ugh.
Yeah. I think it's like hotels get booked immediately once the dates are announced.
Oh, okay.
It's that
Maybe
popular.
you should just book for like 3 months worth of dates and then cancel the days that you don't need once they announce it. That's how you just gonna your way in.
I'll just go live in Scotland for a month and try to time it around that.
Just cancel the days you don't need, and you're good.
Ever been to Scotland?
I don't think so. My family traveled around a lot. Well, my parents still do, but my family traveled around a lot when I was younger, and I don't remember all the places I've been to, which is
not even the country.
Thing. I don't think I've been to Scotland. I've been to Ireland and the UK, but I don't think Scotland.
And by the UK, you mean England?
Yes, England. London, specifically. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I have not been either, but I want to go. It seems fun.
Yeah, I definitely want to go sometime. It seems like a kind of bucket list kind of thing you got to do.
Yeah.
Are you Scottish?
No.
Me neither. All right, moving on.
Moving on to Plane?
Yeah, well, how would you get across the ocean to this festival? You would take a plane. That's right.
I'd fly myself. Kick out the pilot.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. I don't know if you would kick out this pilot, though, in this movie, because we're going to talk about Plane and more coming up on the Overtalking Podcast.
Captain Torrance, Flight Commander. How can I help you? Fugitive extradition. Oh, is he dangerous? What did he do? Homicide 15 years ago.
We're cutting right through the top of the storm.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. Trailblazer 119, we are dark.
Anyone near guard, damn it!
We're gonna hit. We're gonna hit.
They went down somewhere in the Jolo Island cluster. It's run by separatists and militias. The Filipino army won't even go there anymore.
I like this guy.
And we're back on the Overtalking Podcast. Just the boys this week, and we're talking about Plane, the 2023 movie with Gerard Butler and Mike Coulter.
Yeah. You've got Mr. 300 and Luke Cage.
That's right. What more could you want in an action thriller?
Not much.
Not much.
This was great.
CJ, I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock for you to describe for someone who's never heard or seen the movie Plane what it's all about. Ready, go.
All right, you've got Mr. 300 and Luke Cage. Luke Cage is a convict on the flight. Mr. 300 is trying to get home to see his daughter, who's moved far away for college. Mr. 300 is Scottish. The plane goes through a storm. They get taken down.
He's Scottish.
They land on an island. They got to get home. He's got to go see his daughter. The convict and Mr. 300 team up to take down these pirates to get home safely. And the plane crashed, but it's better now. How am I doing on time?
I was just going to let you run through it. Yeah, your time's up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Directed by Jean-Francis Richet. I don't know. I'm probably mispronouncing all of those names. And written by Charles Cumming and J.P. Davis.
Has the director done anything else?
Probably.
This is a big movie, so I would think probably this isn't their first one.
He's done Mesrine: Killer Instinct. That apparently is a series. The Emperor of Paris, Blood Father, One Wild Moment. I have not heard of any of these.
No.
I think it's a lot of French films based on some of these other titles.
Sounds like it. Interesting.
He was born in Paris.
Oh, we got a Paris man. Okay, we got a Frenchman. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, so I actually had not heard of this movie before. I might have seen the trailer.
Yes, we watched the trailer together in theaters.
Oh, that's why. It like as I was watching, I was like, it seems familiar, but like I don't remember or hear. I didn't see any advertising for it, other than that one trailer.
Yeah. If memory serves, we all laughed when the title came out. We saw the trailer and then it went plane. It was like, oh, come on. That's what you're calling the movie?
I remember it being a dumb title, which it's stupid. It's a dumb title.
It is a dumb title, but I love this. I don't know about you. I had a great time.
Yeah, it was pretty good for a a movie titled Plane.
Plane.
Starring Gerard Butler, who, is just the token action guy at this point.
Yeah. Did you ever play any like flying simulator games?
I have Microsoft Flight Simulator on my Xbox, and it's way too hard.
Really? Yeah. Wait, is this? Do you know is this like a port from a Windows 98 kind of thing, or like a fairly new?
No, it's like they're new.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Did you play an old version.
Yeah, so my father had his pilot's license, so he's big into planes. And so we had Microsoft Flight Simulator, but it was on Windows 95 or Windows 98 back in the day. And
the graphics were pretty awesome.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
Are they like Roller Coaster Tycoon graphics?
Barely 3D rendered of anything. The ground is just flat. It's just JPEG images.
Yes.
But I remember as a wee boy finally landing the plane successfully. I don't think I ended on the runway, but I landed it without it crashing. And my dad made a little like certificate for me. It was like, good job. Cute. Yeah.
Wow, you could be just as good as Gerard Butler in this movie then, because he doesn't also land on a runway either. So
yeah. You gotta, whatever works, right? They all got there safely. Yeah. Better than crashing.
That's right, yeah. Although things weren't so safe afterwards.
No. They landed on Pirate Island.
Pirate Island, people are being taken hostage, trying to be leveraged for money, even though pretty much no one is anyone on this flight, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's 8 passengers on the full
14.
Flight? 14, okay.
Although 2 died. One was a crew person, though. Spoiler alert. Sorry. Yeah. Look, CJ liked this movie. I think this movie's just fine, so it's okay if you don't end up watching it, is my opinion.
I had a great time. It also feels like this movie, I feel like people in the airplane industry might like this movie more than your average Joe, too. It felt like they were really taking time to explain how, here is a pretty realistic checklist that the pilot and co-pilot have to go through before the flight takes off. They really took their time with that, and I found myself entranced by it at a certain point. I all of a sudden came to and was like, wait, has it just been 20 minutes of them going through a checklist? I feel like normally movies kind of skip over this part, but they're really taking their time.
Well, I thought it was funny later on, again, spoilers, but later on they're trying to, after this plane has more or less crash landed, which it landed fine, but they're trying to take off again in this plane.
Yeah.
And they're trying to go through this checklist again of like a quick safety check of all the plane and see what's wrong. And obviously this plane is not in good shape.
Yeah.
And Gerard Butler's running around, checking the brakes, checking all this crap. I'm like, you do not have time to do all of this. There's people trying to shoot at you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just funny to me.
I wonder if they just get in the zone. They like can't take off without going through there. It's like muscle memory. It's like I can't take it off.
I don't remember what the next thing is without doing these other things first.
Right. Going through the entire
motions.
sequence.
Yeah, exactly.
I also love that. So then when the plane goes missing, they lose all their comms. And so the airline has like a general idea of where they might have ended up. But it's a pretty decently sized island, and they even say the Mr. 300 figures it out with his co-pilot that it's like 100-mile sort of diameter or something like that, radius.
Yeah, they're in the Johto Islands, or no, that's the Pokemon region. It was the Johto Islands. I think that was actually it.
But yeah, so then we get introduced to this, who I think is like he seems like more of a badass than 300 or Luke Cage, is the guy, the sort of like detective in the airline office trying to find this plane.
Yeah.
He's the one like in command and hires a mercenary team essentially to find them. But I felt like he was like their version of James Bond or something. The guy that's like, all right, listen up, people. We got a plane to find. It's like, oh, I think he's the real badass of the movie.
He is. I don't know. That whole part seemed incredibly unrealistic to me. Meg and I had watched a documentary, and I can't remember what the flight number was or any details about it, but there was a plane that went missing.
The Malaysian flight?
Yes.
Whatever?
Yeah. And eventually they find like parts scattered around islands and stuff. But yeah, they had like a response to that as well, and that I'm pretty sure harkened back to it. They may have even called out it in this movie.
Yeah,
at one point.
maybe.
But that was chaos, and this was well organized, and they had a SWAT team on call, or a mercenary team ready to go.
And not just that, but they gave the mercenary team just a duffel bag of cash to buy their way out if they got captured.
Yeah, the emergency fund, as they put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
I did think it was probably a little realistic, though, so you have like James Bond guy responsible for finding the plane, and then you have sort of just like some corporate cog guy who is looking out for the airline. And they finally get the comms back working as they're taking the plane off from the island, like towards the end of the movie, and that guy is like, do not put that bird in the air. Like we'll be liable if you all like crash and die, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, shut the fuck up. They're going to die anyway.
Right.
He's only looking out for like the PR optics and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then the badass guy just takes over and says, okay, where are you? What do you need right now? Yeah. That was cool. I liked that.
Find me somewhere to land. We've given her all she's got.
Yeah, this movie was pretty action-packed start to finish, I would say. Maybe not start, but as soon as
I think so. Down. Yeah. I also loved it. It was very fun for me in the first, 5 to 10 minutes of the movie, just clocking exposition that they're going to like reference later, right off the bat. It's the pilot running through the airport on the phone with his daughter, and them just right away being like, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm so excited to see you. And he's like, no matter what, I'm going to get there. It's like, oh, okay. So
no matter what, you're not.
Yeah. so this is his his drive of why he needs to get home, why he cares so much, that sort of thing. And then, the convict boarding the plane is like, okay, we can all see where this is going. You're going to team up. But I loved it. I thought they got to the action pretty right off the bat, because I'm, of course, including the action being the pre-flight checklist. Just action-packed.
Yeah, absolutely.
So many switches and knobs.
Oh, my God. What does this one do? Oh, my God. I don't know. Yeah. Sure. We can include that. I'm always the Debbie Downer on this podcast. Y'all know that. The father-daughter scenes, to me, were extremely weak, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't know if it was the acting or just the fact that they're in two completely different areas. Like she's on Honolulu and he's like wherever getting on a plane. I don't know. It was just felt disconnected.
Singapore, I think, or something like that.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking to myself, I don't think this movie passes the Bechdel test either, because the main female figures are like the daughter and then the sort of head flight attendant. And I don't think they ever talk to another female character in the entire movie
You know what? No, at one point, one of the flight attendants is yelling at another flight attendant to not have unbuckled her seat to go help the guy get his phone or help the guy sit down, and then she dies. So
all right, Ken, they're right there. So they're talking about a guy. So she's yelling at him.
She's yelling at the woman to sit back down.
Okay.
She's addressing her to sit down.
That's a very weak passing grade, I think.
I know. Yeah, I mean, there's no major women characters other than Gerard Butler's daughter, right?
Yeah.
And obviously she's going to be talking about him because she's literally lounging in a hammock in Honolulu.
Yeah.
So.
Jealous.
Yeah, that sounds pretty great. Yeah. That might be our honeymoon. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because you guys prefer just like you on a beach just to sit in the sun.
For our honeymoon, that is kind of what we're looking for. Yeah, we want
just to relax.
Ideally, all inclusive.
Yeah.
Beach, tropical. Don't have to worry about anything specifically. So
yeah, I get that.
We'll see.
Pampered, go to the spa. Mm-hmm. Yeah, get a nice wax.
Sure. Of my board, so I can hang 10, dude. Right? Yeah, I mean, of the two locales in this movie, Honolulu definitely seems like the nicer one. So.
We've been considering Singapore. It's a big like food culture there.
God, every time I see Singapore in a movie, it's always like raining or nighttime.
Well,
so I mean,
well, Ken, I hate to bring this to you.
They do have
nighttime there.
It might be nighttime when you go there. So.
Yeah. Fair warning. Yeah, it's apparently that's kind of the thing to do. I don't know that they have a ton of like tourist attractions. They have like a botanical gardens and like very cool just like buildings and hotels and stuff, but it's such a like cultural hotspot because you have all these different countries surrounding moving there and influencing the food and stuff.
Interesting.
And yeah, so I was considering there, but apparently it is pretty hot just every month of the year.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, that tropically, yeah, I don't think it ever really gets like, it just kind of stays warm.
Huh. Okay. Well, that'd be cool though.
Yeah, it's a possibility. It's a maybe. We still also have not decided.
Okay.
Are you doing like active research?
No, not yet.
Yeah. Okay.
My sister is pregnant and is going to be having a baby right around when we're getting married. So we're figuring we're probably not going to want to travel or be away from them for at least a few months after that. So.
Gotcha.
We're not planning yet, but we probably will be soon. But right now we're focused on the wedding and just house stuff. So,
yeah, fun stuff, right?
Fun. Oh my God! So yesterday, it was total tangent, but yesterday Meg and I, as like maybe the first real big step in our kitchen renovation is, we're putting in a new sliding door off of our dining room, basically next to where a current door was, and so yesterday Meg and I worked on removing that door completely. We just had a big open hole in our house for a better part of a day, and we had to get this stone sill out from under that too, which ended up actually being easier than I thought, but we're just chiseling away at that and got that out, and then I framed it up and put a exterior plywood on it and got it all nice and sealed and put insulation in, so we're all good, but that was a big stressor for a few weeks. So when I was leading up to that, I was like, oh my God, we're just going to be open.
Yeah.
Open
just
completely.
A big hole in your house.
Yeah.
And then, so it's like, all right, we're done with that. Now back to wedding stuff.
Back to wedding stuff. And then next weekend, we're cutting another hole in our house to put in the new door.
Nice.
So it's just can't keep the house closed up.
Yeah. So you're both like physically and mentally drained, I imagine.
Yeah, it's nonstop. Yeah, we both have bad allergies this time of year too. I don't know. It's not great. right now. We're
Yeah.
getting through it. Once this door stuff is done, I'll feel better. And the wedding stuff is, we got the invitations out, and things are moving along there too. So
Yeah. You got stuff, once you get stuff booked, it feels like a little weight is lifted off. It's like, okay, everything's confirmed. Food will happen. And then you get to like the final 2 to 3 weeks. And you're like, okay, we got to like confirm everything again just to officially sort of, even
That's
though
where
we
you're
already
at now,
signed,
right?
but yeah. Oof.
well, are you going to be taking a limo to your wedding? Or are you going to be taking a plane?
I don't think I would take a plane the 10 to 20 minute drive
That'd be
from
badass if you took a plane.
where we live to the venue.
Yeah, or like a helicopter maybe.
Yeah, helicopter maybe. Yeah.
You gotta splurge. It's your wedding.
I don't have any interest in going on a helicopter. Do you?
Really?
Yeah, no,
I've been in a helicopter.
Uh,
They're cool. Why don't you like it?
I don't know. Scared, and I feel like you're so close to like just open air for some of them, and I don't know. A lot of freak accidents have happened.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like you're much easier. You can maneuver much easier in a helicopter than you can a plane. So
Yeah.
I feel safer because of that.
No, planes are big and made to withstand way more than helicopters.
I mean, yeah. If the engine fails on a helicopter, you can't just glide.
Yeah,
So
you're kind of fucked.
I get it, but I don't know. They're fun. It's cool.
Would you ever go skydiving?
Yes, I really want to go skydiving at some point in my life.
Will you need assistance jumping out of, like, I know you're attached to somebody, but
Yeah.
do you have the willpower to be like, okay, ready to go, here we go, and jump out the plane?
I think so. I'm pretty scared of heights when I am like I'm not supported. Like there's nothing attached to me. Like if I'm standing on my roof, I'm a little scared of like going towards the edge or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've done like zip lines and stuff. Like as long as I'm hooked into something,
Yeah.
or like I know that it's going to be okay that I'm doing this and that it's relatively safe, especially when I'm attached to someone for skydiving. I think I'll be
Right.
okay. What about you?
I have an interest in going, but I think it is good that I will be attached to somebody, because I think I'll just have to be like, okay, I'm going to close my eyes, and then it's up to you to just kind of like push us out the door, because I'm not going to be able to do it on my own.
Well, we should do it. We should do
Yeah.
it together. Let's just do
man.
it.
We'll bring our recording set up and just record an episode on the way down.
Might be the first time. We could make history.
Yeah. Nah, somebody for sure has done that already.
Maybe, yeah. You've seen that one guy who records videos of him. He's like on Zoom at work, quote unquote, but he has this green screen attached to him from behind,
Yeah.
and he's like going down a water slide, but he has like a fake office in his background.
Yeah, those are good.
Those are
Has he done a skydiving one? If not, he should.
I don't know, maybe. All right, Siege. I think we might need to talk about how we felt about playing, because I think you've already alluded to a bit. And I need to
Plane.
get to mine. Plane. So it's time for our ratings.
Come
All
on,
right, Siege,
you
you go first.
Okay.
Oh, I beat you to it. You go. No, maybe I should go. All right, I'll go. For me, Plane is just your run-of-the-mill action movie with a couple of cool plane sequences. It's fine. It's cool. You can't really go wrong with Gerard Butler and the guy who plays Luke Cage. So it's good. It's fine for me, but for me at least, right? Like CJ is gonna love it. He's gonna give it a 10. I see it on his face right now.
I shouldn't have
for
drawn
me,
that on my face.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it like a 6.5.
Okay.
It's okay, right? Yeah, that's where I'm at.
All right.
All right, Siege.
Wow, that's exactly what the IMDb score is. 6.5.
Wow. Okay. I'm spot on. I win something for getting that, right?
For me, I would say this movie is anything but plain. Plain.
Oh, that was pretty good.
It is action-packed. I was on board from the get-go. I had a blast watching this alone at my house. It was
Same.
great. I really enjoyed it. I was on board. I was into all of the airplane stuff, the checklists, the lingo, That was
like
fun.
checklists.
Yeah, I had a good time. I think this is at least getting an 8. I really enjoyed myself.
Wow.
I think I'll go with an 8. I recommend
Okay.
it. It's getting great ratings. Not on IMDb because nothing ever gets a great rating on IMDb.
What did it get elsewhere? I didn't do trivia this time, so I don't know what Rotten Tomatoes gave it.
Rotten Tomatoes has a 78% for the critics and a 94 audience score. Yes.
What? How is the audience score and the IMDb score so different?
Because the IMDb
crazy.
is filled up with stuck-up dorks that take everything too seriously.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I think the difference may be because you can rate on IMDb in like a star system, right? And on Rotten Tomatoes, isn't it just like thumbs up or thumbs down?
I think you still give a score, like a
Do you give,
percentage.
like, number of tomatoes or something?
Yeah, I think you choose that. I've never done it. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll figure this out. I'm sure we'll come back to this. Bama Rush has 100% of Rotten Tomatoes right now. What the hell is that?
Never even heard of that.
It's a documentary that follows or is it a documentary? Yeah. Documentary that follows the TikTok-fueled phenomenon of sorority rush at the University of Alabama. I'll be watching that for sure. Megan and I right now are watching a show that used to be on TV in the 2010s called Greek. You ever heard of Greek?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. It's just a comfort watch show. Not even comfort watch. It's just something that goes down easy. But yeah, it's about people who are in the Greek system at some college. Not a documentary, but I'm curious about this documentary though.
Yeah, that show's just like a full-on like drama show, right? Greek.
Yeah. Well, light drama. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Bama Rush has a 4 out. Wait, has a 4 out of 10 on IMDb. Is a 4 out of 10, but on Rotten Tomatoes it's 100%.
It's because it has 5 reviews. That's it, which is the minimum to get a tomato meter score is 5. So it has the bare minimum amount of reviews, and they all said positive. It has a 10% audience score. I think maybe that's more realistic.
Oh no!
And that
maybe
is
I
100
won't be
plus.
watching this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting. I mean, how can you rate a documentary, right? Like, I
Yeah.
guess it's just the editing, right?
Yeah, it's the content, the editing, what interviews you chose to include, and which I guess is editing, but the cinematography, the style, you can do it.
Okay. Have we ever done a documentary on this show?
Yeah, we did the Justin Bieber one,
That's right. And technically, we did the
Icons on Earth. Yeah, last week.
Icons on Earth. That is a documentary. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you watch more? I started the Marvel one, and at least
Not yet.
The first episode was pretty interesting, just to hear that, how Stan Lee got involved and how it came to be that 5 different companies own different rights to different characters and stuff.
So it is starting at the beginning of film rights for Marvel. Is that basically it?
The first episode is that, but then they allude to the next episode is and now here's Kevin Feige, and here's how they kick off, phase 0
MCU.
or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I would definitely watch that.
I liked the first episode. It was pretty good. It was interesting to hear all that.
Cool.
And they played clips of that 1994 Fantastic Four movie we were talking about.
Okay. The one that the narrator of the show is from?
Mr. Culp.
They have to, right?
Yeah. Contractually obligated. He's only doing it if they agree to play some of that.
Is he a talking head too because they highlight it?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is good.
It's too ugly.
Such a weird thing to have the narrator cut to himself.
It was very jarring in the Fast and Furious one.
Yeah. Especially because of his pretty not great narrator voice, and then cuts to him talking normally, and is oh, you are really trying.
I thought you were going to say because of his pretty not very good looking face. But I thought you were going to be real mean.
No. He's a good looking guy. He even says he's got a face that we care about. We care when he dies.
Right. We care when he gets killed in every movie.
Yeah. What a career.
Well, that's all I got for playing. I think it's time to bring in this podcast for a nice, safe landing. What do you think? No, CJ.
No, they landed safely, see?
Oh, okay. That sounded very aggressive.
He's showing off.
Okay. What do we got to plug, Siege?
You can follow us on all the things at Overtalking Pod. Go to our website, overtalkingpod.party. You can use the search bar, see if we've done a favorite movie of yours. Email us like actor Wayne Knight did at overtalkingpod@gmail.com.
That's right. Oh, no, they're here. They're flying in on a jet.
Fancy. Like Tom Cruise?
It's a Learjet, which is why it's so quiet. So that's why you can't hear it. They're stepping out of the Learjet to leer at me. To remind me to remind you, if you like the show, please go on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and rate and review. Reviews are to help people find this podcast. Also, we spend no money on advertising. So if you like the show, please tell a friend and spread the word. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, and they're taking off vertically. Is that something Learjet does? I don't know. And they're gone. Okay.
And as we say at the end of every single episode, plane.
Great. God. Dumb title.
Bye.
This episode of the Overtalking Podcast was edited and produced by Ken and CJ. Special guest this week was Steve. Music by Justin Peters. Logo by Nate Richards. Check out Nate's work on Instagram at Nate Richards Designs.
I should have taken off points for the title. I didn't even think to do that. Oh well.
Too late.